From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
You're watching All-Star 15 TV. To bring you all the action from Derby, Connecticut, here is AJ Capola.
Hello everybody and welcome to All-Star 15 TV for the Wheels America Cup Series race at Bristol Motor Speedway. Tonight starts the round of 8. And with that, it is the Flemdogs 200. Very special guest up in the booth with me tonight, all the way from Revline Racing. It is Simon Grills. Simon, how you doing, pal?
I'm doing fantastic. Happy to be here.
Yeah, it's happy to finally have you up here. Tried it for a couple times, and now we get to see your broadcasting chops. But
I get to see them too. So.
But it's a racetrack you like, it's a racetrack you enjoy, and for what we've talked about, you're a big NASCAR fan, you're really looking forward to it. But tell us, with these next-gen cars, what are you expecting around this very high-banked half-mile?
I'm expecting multi-lane racing for sure. I'm expecting a lot of fast times, and I'm expecting 8 guys out of this field to give it their absolute all to try and make it the best they can into the round of 4.
Yeah.
So we're going to see great racing. We're going to see great strategy in a race of this length, and the track conditions are looking flawless for this evening's race.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, but before we go qualifying, we want to get a little in touch with a driver of the Wheels America Cup Series, and that will be Mr. Steve Tucker, because he is 1 point to the good over Jeff Tetreault. He also shares that 1 point to the good with Matthew Fleming. So let's get a little talking to with the league owner and the driver of the number 24 Chevy, Steve Tucker. Steve Tucker, AJ Capola, and Simon Grills in the booth. You got a copy, pal?
Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
Holy cow, you are loud. You are very loud. We're doing pretty good. We're doing very good. So you're 1 point to the good and everything going into this high-banked half-mile Bristol Motor Speedway Flemdogs 200 race. Let us know how you plan on attacking tonight with it being a very, very tense short track.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be pretty crazy right now. I mean, I think we have like 18-ish guys in the field, so I kind of expected this to be one of our least attended races, this season. So just because Bristol's obviously, tough and stuff, and it is late, so people fell out of the playoffs and out of the payout, so it makes sense. But I mean, overall, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be tough. It's going to be, it's going to be not easy. I mean, as far as me, I mean, I kind of feel confident getting around the track. I don't know if I feel confident enough to be fast. So, I think really I'm just trying to look to keep the nose clean and not, get involved in a wreck or hit the wall too many times and things like that. So really my goal is to just have a good race, good, consistent, clean race, and get some stage points. That's going to be massive, I think. So, yeah, for me, that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, have a nice, clean Bristol, and then, head to a place next week in Atlanta where I feel extremely confident. And if not, it's probably my best track. As far as like a non-super speedway race, so or track. So I feel pretty good. So yeah, today is just all about kind of surviving and kind of seeing how the race pans out. Strategy should play, kind of a role to a degree, not necessarily fuel wise, but just I don't know. I guess race pace versus like when to kill your tires, when to not. And so short runs hopefully might be a thing. I'm definitely faster in the short run versus long run. So yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
But,
it
we'll
is.
see how it goes.
It is definitely going to be interesting. Just looking at timing and scoring right now, out of the playoff drivers remaining, you are fifth. You have Jonathan Wright, Frankie Bararso, Jeff Tetro, and Mitch Diamond ahead of you. Two of those drivers are underneath that cut line, and this is just practice times. A lot of people running well over 100 laps right now. Matt Smith, who is the lowest on the cut line with 0 playoff points going into the race, is over 240 laps tonight. So it should be interesting. You got about a minute till qualifying. Any last words before you go do your 2 laps and get ready for the race tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be, I think, a race like this where we have, less attendance than normal, right? Because normally we're, in the 30s, for attendance. Typically, last week we were like 27. So, so with the fact that we have less people in this race, that's just going to make, the playoff points that we earned, coming into this round even more important. So, so the standings the way they are right now is going to be huge, because obviously there's less points to give away, but there's also, less points to give away. So it should be interesting, but I think either way it's going to be a fun race, and it just means that the playoff guys are going to be around each other a lot more. So hopefully nobody makes any big mistakes or causes any big wrecks, but we'll see. I mean, it's Bristol and tempers are going to flare, man. I can't wait.
All right, dude. Well, good luck. Good luck in the race tonight. Maybe we get to talk to you after one of the stage breaks, or even at the finale. Where do you want to get brought back to? Texas or PGR?
TFR, sir. Yes.
All right, dude. Good luck, pal.
Thanks, man.
Best of luck.
That was league owner and the driver of the 24 Chevy, Steve Tucker. Practice is over, and before we get a hold of the race tonight, we are going to send it trackside for our national anthem, starting with the Canadian and then the American. All right, everybody, we are getting through qualifying right now. We're going to take a look at the driver we were just talking to with Steve Tucker. There he is on track in that number 24 Douglas distributing, because English tonight. Simon, getting around this track, it looks like the high line is most likely going to be the way around. Do you think we're going to head towards the inside line at all?
When we get down to racing, I believe the inside's going to become more prominent. Right now, during qualifying, at least the way that I do it is I try and set myself up for fastest exit. And around this place with the banking, the way that I've always been the fastest is to run the high line. So going through some of these guys, I haven't seen anybody run the bottom. I'm seeing a lot of people run middle to top, and I believe that that's mostly due to speed off the corner.
Yes.
So a lot of these times, especially the faster times, seem to be a lot of people running the top. But the bottom's going to come in. It's going to take longer to get rubbered up. So the brave ones are going to be at the bottom, which is going to be really exciting for the first stage of this race.
Yeah, and we watched Steve Tucker. He goes P number 2 with a 14.83, just about 0.07 away from Mitch Diamond, currently sitting in first. Right now, Matthew Fleming, another playoff driver on the track right now in the 88 Beer Nuts Chevy Camaro.
I'm going to be interested to see what his line is for his second lap.
Ooh, I thought he was going to get into the wall there.
All the way up. And a little bit low off corner exit, so let's see how he sets up for the second one. Oh, there's the wall.
And that first lap puts him at looks like an invalid lap.
Hopefully he can put some speed together.
Well,
A little bit more cautious of the exit here.
Better to kill the wall and practice or qualifying. That's going to put him P9. P9. About a half a second off the lead.
Good to see him keep his composure after an incident like that. That can be the biggest part of racing is definitely mindset.
Oh, absolutely. You are 100% right with that. And I don't have a lot of experience in these new Cup cars, but getting around Bristol Motor Speedway, I have quite a lot of experience in the late models, super late models, and the Wheel and Modified Tour. And I tell you, in anything but the NASCAR vehicles, you can run the bottom at a very competitive time. It's just weird with the Goodyear Eagles and how these cars are set up that you want to diamond the turns, but it's going to be interesting. We have about 4 minutes left in qualifying. Going to follow the 55 of Thomas Meeks in the Wheels America Chevy Camaro. He's going to actually use the bottom lane. And first lap is going to go to P11. There he goes. I think he's our first driver we've seen so far try to utilize that bottom the short way around. And will he improve from there? No, he will not. He will stay 11th.
11th may not be a bad spot on the grid tonight. You're going to see a lot of different strategies and a lot of different playbooks on how guys are going to try and capitalize on those stage points. So, again, very interested to see how this first stage goes. We're going to get a lot of insight to these drivers' mindsets through the first stage.
Speaking of stage points, Simon, here is the race details for the Bristol Motor Speedway and the Flemdogs 200. 200 laps, one fast repair per drivers. Each driver has a max incident number of 30. 4 sets of tires. The fuel limit is set at 50. We will throw a stage caution on lap 50, on lap 100, and to close out the race, we have one green-white checkered attempt. So right now, we don't see a driver on track qualifying, but I am so excited to get this race underway. 50 laps flies by here. You got to be really on the wheel, in control. As I say that, Frankie Barrasso leaves pit road. let's watch this Mach 2 aerospace. Another playoff driver who is currently plus 23, or not plus 23. He is plus 13 over Jeff Tetro. So far, so good in this lap. He's going to run the middle, swing high, and do the diamond. That lap will put him P7 to sit. Practice, he finished at a third position, I'm pretty sure, but he's going to run the bottom this second lap. Let's see if it ends up being faster for him.
Just the various lines that everybody's taking, it's clear that everybody is really going for it all, which is a great thing to see in the playoffs.
He went P1 for literally a split second. Then playoff driver Jonathan Wright crosses the finish line and is 0.01 faster.
7/1000ths of a second if you take it to the third decimal. This field is stacked tonight, and I cannot wait for it.
No, I can hear it in your voice, dude. And once again, I appreciate you being up here. It's going to be a fun race, and hopefully you become a regular with me on Thursday nights for the Wheels America Cup Series.
I mean, I'd love to finish the rest of the season out. I can definitely commit to that for you. These guys are something special that I can tell already. It's going to be a great race to watch, and even better to be able to call it with you. So, thank you for the invite.
Got the chat blowing up right now. Ayo, let's go racing, boys. TFR. That comes from the Bears Den. Sean Garrett says, let's go racing. And our buddy Joe definitely wants that beer nuts because last week he was all over that 88 of Matthew Fleming's beer nuts car. And he also says Simon Grills for president.
Yeah, public office has been on the back of my mind. I'm not going to lie.
Practice.
But I love to see when people can not just associate themselves with a driver, but can find a driver through sponsorship. It just shows how important marketing is to this sport, even in the sim version.
Practice and qualifying are over. Here is the grid for tonight's event. Jonathan Wright, Frankie Bararso gonna be on your front row for the evening. Mitch Diamond and Steve Tucker round out row 2. Row 3 is Blake Lothan and Josh King. Row 4, Ryan Pescato and Josh Larson. Row 5, Anthony Williams and Michael Bennett. Matt Smith and Matthew Fleming round out row 6. Row 7 is Thomas Meeks and Reese Kelva. Row number 8 is Jeff Tetro and Robert Richards. Matthew Opliner and Michael Corvu is the 17th and 18th positions respectively. And that is your field for the Flemdogs 200 at Bristol Motor Speedway in the Wheels America Cup Series. Let's see some race details here tonight. Track length is a half a mile. Track temperature is set at 76 degrees. And we're looking for a pretty cloudy night. Granted, it's dark anyway, so there should be a lot of grip. The track is cool. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. And Simon, they're going to get this place really loud in a second. What are you expecting for the race here tonight?
I'm expecting 18 guys that want nothing more than a Bristol trophy and 8 guys that need a Bristol trophy. So we're going to be interested to see how these non-playoff drivers are going to race the playoff drivers, how willing they are to commit to things that maybe necessarily they shouldn't be committing to. So I'm interested to see the respect that drivers are going to give each other, and I'm interested to see how these top 8 guys are going to shake out and set themselves up for next week.
Well, I've called a lot of short track races, and probably about 4 or 5 of them with the Wheels America Cup Series, and they are everything you would expect and want in a race. There's beating, there's banging, and there's always hard racing. So I hope we get a lot of that tonight. Looks like we're going to have a couple laps till we go green. Frankie Barrasso and Jonathan Wright are on your front row. Jonathan Wright with a very, very strong win a couple weeks ago at Kansas. Pretty much locking him into, well, not pretty much, locking him into the round of 8. Unfortunately, he still sits with a deficit, I think, of 6 points to Steve Tucker, but getting pole to start race number 1 of the round of 8. It's got to probably feel good, wouldn't you say so, Simon?
Oh, absolutely. All these guys came in prepared to race a little bit harder than they have in weeks prior. And that just provides even better racing action, even better TV for us, and it makes it exciting. Nobody wants to call a race that doesn't have any major standout points. So as we come to the green, let's all get ready to see some great action.
And
there's the flag.
Away we go. All right, straight to the high side goes Jonathan Wright. Battling underneath him is Mitch Diamond in at 65. He has been strong all season long. We are side by side for the first couple rows. As I say that, we end up single filing out. With 50 laps in the first stage, you think it'd be smart if we singled out and just rode around?
I would be going for as many positions as I can in like the first 5 laps, and then I'd be willing to settle in and kind of see what happens, because again, so many guys are going to run so many different strategies and so many different lines that you kind of almost need to study, especially the people you're competing with the most.
Yeah, look at Frankie Barrasso trying to use that inside lane. Steve Tucker gets loose, very loose there, but Frankie Barrasso still trying to be that car on the inside lane, rubbering it up and trying to make a pass on Mitch Diamond.
He just loses a little bit of ground, especially on corner exit, but he's running his race really well. He's up, I think, a few positions now. So it seems that he went with exactly what I was talking about and is trying to get what he can, and then it looks like he's starting to settle in here.
Yeah, Mitch Diamond is up a position. Frankie Barrasso down 1. Your biggest mover just laps into this race is Michael Corvu up 5. And Robert Richards, both up 5. Look at Jonathan Wright go. Our leader literally putting down hot lap after hot lap after hot lap.
And he is running almost an identical line to every lap that he's ran prior. He seems to have this place figured out. And not to be partial, because I don't want to do that up in the booth, but he does seem to be a really solid pick for tonight for anybody rooting for him.
Oh yeah, he's been in every race I've watched. Looked like Thomas Meeks having an issue entering pit road under his own accord.
I'd be interested to see what he ended up on pit road for this early.
It doesn't show him spinning. Interesting.
At 50% fuel, it should be cutting it close for the stage. I don't imagine everybody can make it. So I wonder if he's trying a long shot strategy here, but he's going to go laps down.
Oh, he's going to go a lot of laps down. And I think you get, well, what, about 100 laps on a full tank, maybe 110?
It appears he did a stop and go. I'm not entirely sure if that was a penalty or not, but he wasn't there for a long time. Maybe it was a fast repair.
It could have definitely been a stop and go. The Wheels America Cup Series does issue penalties. Some are EOL, some are pass through, some are stop and goes. But we are watching Mitch Diamond and Frankie Barrasso and Steve Tucker on track right now. It looks like they are wheeling in Jonathan Wright just a little bit.
Fantastic. Hopefully we're going to get to some of that world-famous Bristol action, a little bit of door banging. It's been a really good start to the race, really clean. Everybody found their feet really quick. I'm impressed.
Oh yeah, you are going to fall in love with this Wheels America Cup Series, and I'm not just saying that because they pay me to broadcast. No, they're a bunch of good guys. They're a bunch of hard racers. As Mitch Diamond gets really tight exiting turn 4 and almost slaps the wall, but still putting down good laps and closing in on leader Jonathan Wright. Your top 4 drivers, Jonathan Wright, Mitch Diamond, Frankie Barrasso, and Steve Tucker, are all playoff drivers in this Wheels America Cup Series.
I think one of my favorite parts about just the designs of the cars is how most everybody is running a really bright roof number. It makes it really easy to pick their cars out. These cars have some incredible paint schemes too.
Yeah, I like the ones that absolutely say badass on the side.
Anybody that's willing to put a loud brand name out there is automatically a favorite.
Hey, the American Badass Racing and American Badass Lager sponsored last week's race at Talladega, so I got to give them a nice shout out for sponsoring it. And speaking of sponsors, tonight you are watching the Flemdogs Auto and Transmission Repair 200 from Bristol Motor Speedway. I'm AJ Coppola, that is Simon Grills up in the booth, and we are 20 laps into 200 here. So far, it is all Jonathan Wright. But look at this battle back here. You see Mitch Diamond. We have focused on Mitch Diamond mostly because you can see Frankie Barroso take different line after different line and gain and lose. And it's just a gigantic chess match. Ooh, pass. There goes Jonathan Wright around Reese Kelva in that Ford Douglas Distributing. Looks like everybody's going to end up moving towards the inside. He will be the lucky dog for the time being.
I like how he's playing it safe, kind of letting all these leaders just roll by nice and easy, not giving them too much of a fight. It's too early to get scrappy, in my opinion.
Absolutely. And there's the 59 of Blake Lothan. Now, if you watch any sort of Truck Series racing, name should sound familiar. He started in the Camping World Truck Series race at Martinsville. Finished, I think, 28th. But for a debut, did a very fantastic job just getting his name out there and racing really hard.
That's what it's all about. It's all about connections, and it's all about wheeling a car. So if you can show up and do both those things, I hope to see him do great things.
With 27 laps in, let's run through your top 10. Jonathan Wright. Right there. There it is. Finally popped up on your screen. Is your leader. 28 laps in now. Mitch Diamond going to sit in second. Third goes to Frankie Barroso so far. Steve Tucker in that 24 in fourth. Blake Lothan in fifth. Sixth goes to Josh King. Josh Larson, playoff driver in that 51 Goodwrench Chevy.
Oh, we've got a yellow out.
Robert Richards. Let's go back and find out what happened here with he's that 93 on the inside with that Black Rifle Coffee coming off the turn, and he's just going to loop it and catch the 3 as well. No big contact there, but a little damage with the 93 and the 3.
It's a shame, just pushing those limits, it's really easy to lose it. It's a shame to see that 3 car right there, just wrong place, wrong time. Nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, that's Ryan Piscato. Let's go look at his car and see if there's a lot of damage or any damage on it. Looks like that right front is caked in a little bit.
And then he made pretty decent contact with the inside wall with the entire left side of the car, so...
Ooh, wow. Now that the camera shifts, absolutely. There goes a fast repair right there.
That's a tough break, especially for somebody right on the border of the top 10.
See, with having a fast repair, you know, you can get into 2 wrecks before you're out of it. You're one that you use the fast repair, and if you get into another one, you're in trouble. So.
It just goes to show how hard even these non-playoff guys are going to be racing tonight.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. We saw Blake Lothan in 5th, our first driver, not a playoff driver, right on the back bumper of Steve Tucker for a good portion of that.
Battles were getting really heated, too. With just about 20 laps to go in the stage, it's going to get a little bit more exciting, guys. they're not looking at a 50-lap mark anymore. They're looking at a 20-lap mark. They're going to be a little bit more heated to try and get into that top 10.
Yeah, and it looks like they're all staying out as well. I kind of figured that because track position, and track position.
Yes, definitely. I think everybody that's a race fan is a big fan of track position.
No, I want those fast cars to start all the way back at the back of the pack so we can see them pole position their way up. You guys remember that game?
I unfortunately do not, but if it's a racing game, I'm interested.
So, you get a joystick in your hand. It literally plugs right up into the TV. You're in like an IndyCar-looking vehicle, and picture like 8 or 10-bit graphics, and cars are flying at you, and you just need to move the stick left or right just to pass people.
And so it's like driving on the interstate.
Pretty much. Also, you need to move the way of the track. Like, oh, you're taking a left. Okay, maybe you can't take like too hard of a left, but we are gridding up, getting ready to go green. Gonna hit that green flag lap at number 33. So we're looking at just about 18, 17 laps.
The one thing that I'm hoping iRacing can add for our NASCAR series going into 22 Season 3 would be the choose line rule.
Oh, that would be cool.
The choose cone would add, I mean, you can already see how it's impacted NASCAR racing in real life. So to see how guys would be planning strategy around that in iRacing 2 would just be incredible to me.
Well, here we go. Leader gets on the gas hard. And here comes everybody through the restart zone, past the start finish line, and we are green once again. Battle up front between Wright and Diamond. They have not been this close together since lap number 2 or 3. And Frankie Bararso already on that inside lane. Steve Tucker on the outside, looking to take that third position away from his teammate. Now this is stacking up the field behind them because Frankie can't get on the gas too hard. And looks like Steve is just not able to make the pass and clear. Oh, you might see it right there. Now here comes Blake Lothan. He's trying to take the 4th position away from the 12th. The 12 gets loose coming out of turn 2.
That was a pretty good wiggler right there. 7 cars right on his bumper now.
Yeah, that's
giving up those valuable 10s.
That's Josh King in that 7. But let's go back up front and check this battle up here. You see Jonathan Wright in the 04 and Mitch Diamond in the 65. Both playoff drivers and both on the same team as well. So we're looking at just about 10 laps to go in the first stage, and it has been all Jonathan Wright. We've had 1 caution so far, and they have pulled away from the field by almost a second and a half.
They're out here running Q laps trying to get to the end of this stage.
Oh, absolutely. They're running 15-second flat laps. But our biggest battle on track right now looks to be the Frankie Bararso, Josh King, and Jeff Tetreault. Josh King literally surrounded by a bunch of playoff drivers.
It's nice to see that he's not afraid to get his nose in there. He's here for results too.
Yep. Got to say that both by Blake Lothan and the 7 of Josh King. You know, you run your race, I'll run my race. Wherever we end up, is where we end up. But Josh King clips the wall just a little bit coming out of turn number 4, stays in the gas, and keeps the position as he has Jeff Tetreault underneath him. Look at Steve Tucker under fire on the inside from Blake Lothan. Blake being able to hold the bottom and not lose a lot of time, but gets wiggly every couple laps.
It's impressive. It shows dedication. He knows that if they're running the high side, he's not going to be able to pass them on the top. So he's just going to keep trying and trying and trying, getting everything that he can out of it. And he's doing a really impressive job at it.
He is. The laps, about 5 or 6 laps ago, he was clipping the apron on exit, and that's what was getting him loose. Since he's stopped doing that, the car hasn't kicked out, and he's still being able to hold serve with Tucker and Bararso. But look at this. Jonathan Wright, still your race leader, coming to the white flag in the stage with almost a second lead over Mitch Diamond.
He's ran a flawless first stage. This is exactly the performance that you need to see him run in these standings.
Oh, absolutely. This is going to definitely help his position as the caution flies. The green and white checkers are out. Jonathan Wright, your Stage 1 winner. All the way from Carrollton, Georgia.
Stage.
Yeah, that was a fantastic stage. Now, when we talk to him after pit stops, we're going to have to see where he's going to cycle out as they're trying to find the pace car, it looks like. Because being up front, leading laps is one thing. You need to pit, no mistakes, and you either gain positions or maintain your very good position, because you could lose a lot of time on pit road.
Very, very quickly.
Hey, don't be yawning over there.
Sorry.
I heard that.
Long day at work.
Oh, I hear you on that.
It's hot down here in Texas, man.
It was hot today in Connecticut.
My Indiana body is not used to Texas sun yet.
What is going on, everybody, on All-Star 15 TV? Thank you for joining both Simon and I for the Wheels America Cup Series, round of 8, race 1, Flemdogs 200. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for all things Wheels America Cup Series and more. But we will soon be talking to Stage 1 winner Jeffrey Wright. So did Stage 1 go as planned for you? Simon?
Oh, for me? Yeah, absolutely. You saw one guy just absolutely go out there and run Q laps. You're seeing everybody else getting everything that they can out of the cars, and you saw an example of somebody that was just driving it a little bit too hard. That's the action that comes along with racing. Everybody's in it for a trophy. Everybody's in it for getting that W next to their name. We're going to see a great battle off pit road right here, and it looks like Mitch Diamond is going to win the battle off pit road.
It definitely looks like it. And let's talk to our Stage 1 winner, Jonathan Wright. Jonathan Wright, AJ and Simon up in the NDNT broadcast booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Hey, I thought qualifying ended about 50 laps ago.
Well, I was babying the car until right there at the end there. Then I tried to push it a little bit more and get away from the 65. He's going to be better on me on the long runs throughout the night. So we'll just have to see what happens.
Yeah, man. You were up front the whole time. Really good restart after that first caution. But what's your plan for Stage 2 here?
Hopefully it's a little bit of the same as we just done. Save with a little bit of tire, get to the stage, try to win this thing. I need all the points I can get because I'm a little bit below the cutoff line right now. So I need all the points I can get and hopefully try to win this thing. I don't have to worry about it next week.
There you go. That's what I like to hear. Simon, do you have anything for a Stage 1 winner?
I just want to know how you went out there and ran laps as fast as you did and still conserved tires, man. That was an absolutely impressive run from you, especially with the restart. The timing on the restart was amazing.
Well, the tires tend to get a little speed as you build them up if you don't kill them at the beginning. So I just babied it at the beginning, and that way I had something there at the end of the stage.
All right, dude. We're going to send you back to your room. Good luck. Everybody, that is the driver from Carrollton, Georgia, Jonathan Wright. Sorry, I needed to cut you off there, pal, but they're about to go racing, and I do not want to be called a distraction. Here we go.
So it looks like Wright did win the race off pit road.
Oh, big launch there. Big launch. He is clear, and we are flying into turn one. Mitch Diamond is gonna sneak right up in front of Frankie Bararso. That could have been very bad if Frankie and Blake were not heavy on the wheel there.
A little bit of bumper. That's what Bristol's all about. I say give me some more.
You're right. It might be a little too early to start ticking drivers off.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But, I mean, that's Bristol. That's what this place was built on.
What do they say? It's Bristol, baby?
It's Bristol, baby. It's the last great Coliseum.
Blake,
Smack dab in the Valley of Tennessee.
Blake Lothan moving up to P number 3. Splitting some of these playoff drivers. Going back and looking at...
24 car was way down on the bottom.
I saw that. He's all the way back in the 7th position. Looks like he can't get up the racetrack.
No, these guys are just going to freight train him along the top there. So he's got a gap right here. We'll see if he'll be able to tuck up. And a yellow.
And that goes for Robert.
Car entering pit road.
Robert Richards. Let's see this 93. Gonna go into turn number 1. Oh, that's turn number 4. Oh, he's just gonna lose it off of turn number 4. Oh, is he gonna hold the brake? A lot of damage on that 93. Probably accidentally puts it in reverse. And did he get stuck in the wall? No. Okay. Still rolling, but that car does not look too good.
No, it does not. Luckily, Bristol's not too aero dependent, so with him just barely one lap down, he may be able to recover this still.
Yeah, but with how hard he hit the wall, could possibly see some radiator, some engine, a little down on power.
It'll be a little bit.
Which, in all fairness, Bristol being a high-banked half-mile might not be a bad thing.
Just means he can stay on the gas a little bit longer. Everybody likes the loud pedal.
Man, speaking of a loud pedal, I love how these cars sound.
Oh, these cars sound tremendously better than the Gen 6 cars. Dual exhausts coming out both sides. I got to see them in person at COTA a few weeks back, and these cars are unlike anything I've seen. They're incredible.
What's going on, Paul Nagy? Kevin Bullock, is that you? Bullock's iRacing Fun. He's saying, ABR, American Badass Racing, looking strong. Let's go, JD and Mitch.
Well, lucky for him, they're both having pretty good races tonight, so he should be a pretty happy fan.
Absolutely. I'm trying to figure out, did he mean JD or JW? Because JW's the leader.
That's true.
Hey, I'm just trying to figure out what you mean, Bullocks. But here comes the 93 onto pit road. Let's see, does he still have that fast repair, or did he already burn it? Oh, there he goes. He's going to use it right there. And away he goes.
It's going to be a little bit of a saving grace there, especially if he can hold on to this lucky dog position.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you need to pit, you better hope it's under caution, because we saw Thomas Meeks lose a couple laps due to having to pit under green.
Yeah. Pitting under green here is detrimental if the whole field doesn't come. You've still got a little bit of a hope if you can time it right. If it's under green, everybody's got to come for it, but when it's just you, you are in a world of hurt.
The lights are off on the pace car. We're about to go green. It's got to be interesting. Can Mitch Diamond hang with Jonathan Wright? It looks like that outside lane on the restarts is the place to be. Grouping up really nicely, getting a real tight field for this restart. We're going to send it to our, call it, apron camera for the restart that we've done all night, because it's one heck of a shot.
Oh, it is.
Here we go. Another great restart by Jonathan Wright. And into turn 1 with a full head of steam. Mitch Diamond has, the 04 hard into the wall. Gonna stack up that outside lane. That whole right side is completely torn up.
That was a hard hit.
That was a very hard hit, giving the race lead to Mitch Diamond. As you said, Arrow.
And right there preying on it.
As you said, Arrow isn't a big thing here, but that's gotta make the car feel a little weird.
Mentality is going to be the biggest thing. If he can just reset his head and get back in it and not do it again, he should be able to balance out okay here.
Well, he's got Blake Lothan right on his back bumper. Jonathan's protecting that outside lane, but that 59 of Lothan gets a run every corner.
12 car is ripping the bottom hard, trying to hold on to these positions and maybe take some for himself.
Yeah, the 12 car is Frankie Bararso in that Mach 2 aerospace.
The other thing that's really impressing me tonight is these guys' consistency throughout both long and short runs. Just the lap times they're taking away are so similar to the ones before it. These guys brought A game tonight.
Oh, absolutely. When it comes to short track racing, as I mentioned to Steve Tucker in the pre-race, we had countless drivers over 100, 150, and 200 laps of practice. So it's go time.
And that's just what we can see.
Yeah.
Who knows how many laps they ran in the last week.
Frankie Bararso, it looks like he's going to die on the hill on that bottom lane. He has fallen back all the way to the 9th position. Possibly the 10th position. Ooh, as the 7 spins, yellow flag out.
Oh man, spinning from 4th position,
That is
That's
the
right.
driver of the Racing Corner podcast, Josh King. Let's see what happens here. He's going to go into turn 3, turn 4. Oh, does he get bumped? Oh, he does by Matthew Fleming.
Oh.
Coming off the turn. And Josh is just locking up those tires, trying to not hit the wall as hard. And just makes head-on contact into that inside wall.
Tough racing here.
But since we are looking at his car, it's very unfortunate that it happened. But the sponsor of Josh King's race car is the Racing Corner podcast. Go check them out wherever you get your podcasts. Right after you listen to the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast.
Big fans of podcasts here.
Shameless plugs. Shameless plugs.
Gotta be. And the great thing about podcasts is everybody's supporting each other's stuff too.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not going to listen to my own stuff while I'm working.
Oh no, that'd be weird.
That would be really weird. It's like Inception.
I have to listen to my own voice in my head all day. I can't imagine going back and listening to this broadcast.
But in all seriousness, it's a very, very fun podcast. It's about racing, motorsports. I am very excited to see what guests they bring on in the upcoming future that they kind of alluded to last week.
I'm gonna have to start listening to it. It's got me intrigued. The advertising's doing its job for sure.
Well, I just happen to do a very fun job plugging it.
It's also true. Advertising game's on point tonight.
Hey, I try. Up front, it is the 65 of Mitch Diamond, followed by Jonathan Wright. Jonathan Wright still with that right side damage. Doesn't look too bad, but it looks like both those tires on that right side are pointed out a little bit.
I'm going to be watching very closely to see if he's going to be able to do the same thing that he's been doing on restarts. It's not going to be on his call, so he may not get quite the jump, but how he keeps up with the 65 car is going to set him up for the rest of this run.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Kevin. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate the, he goes by JD. I wonder where the D comes from. It's got to be his middle name. Caleb Matthew, thanks, fellas. Appreciate the publicity for the podcast. Anytime. Anytime. Trust me.
It's always good to see when your marketing is going over well.
Content creators help out content creators, and I can't thank people enough for putting their business, their names, what they care about on these race cars. But
So, pointing back at the front, I'm really surprised to see that Mitch Diamond is going to give what number is he? I lost my train of thought. I'm surprised to see that he's going to give the outside line to the race leader.
I think games were going to be played, and there it was. The 04.
Personally, I would be taking away the fast guys line, whether I'm fast there or not.
They are teammates.
Oh, that does make it complicated, especially in the playoffs.
But look at that. Diamond already with a half a second lead, and caution once again. Ryan Pescato, Matt Oplander, and Thomas Meeks. Let's see what happens. We really don't see back-to-back cautions like that, so something must have stacked up the field.
Cautions breed cautions.
Let's see what happens. The 3 clips the apron coming off of turn number 4. And he's just going to lose it. You could see that steering wheel just jerk both ways. Oh, and he's going to right in front of Matt Smith. Oh, he's going to get by. But collects the 82 of Matt Oplander.
That is tough. A bunch of guys with just nowhere to go.
That's got to feel very hopeless. Now, you being a veteran driver, when it comes to a caution and an incident that you're caught up in, what goes through your mind when there's nothing you can do and it just happens?
The hardest part is reminding yourself that you really couldn't have changed anything. Bristol's one of those places where you don't get to see very far into the corner until you're in it. So, especially in a wreck like that at Bristol, it's heartbreaking, but again, like I've been saying all night, it's all about the mentality. You've got to keep it, you've got to push it aside really quick and focus on how you're going to recover from it and improve into the next lap and the lap after. They still have 120 laps to go, so you've got to reset that mindset, you've got to get back in it, and you've got to get back in the ride.
And I think you nailed it 100% on the head, and that's coming from a driver's mentality. My co-host, my Wheels America broadcasting friend now, Simon Grills, it's always good to have a current racer's mindset in the booth. I think that's why both Fox and NBC do it very well. Because if you're in the booth for 5 to 10 years, yeah, you remember being in the car, but you probably lose just a little bit of that keen focus into how it felt as a driver. You
almost lose the edge.
There you go. And you said edge, my brain went straight to wrestling there for a second. Now that song is stuck in my head.
Well, I'm sorry, but at least it'll give you that mental entertainment for a little bit.
It's a good song. It's a very good song. But right.
Yeah, I mean, I can't lie. I studied 2 previous drivers most of the day getting ready for this. Dale Jr. and Clint Boyer. They both do a great job in the booth with lots of insight.
Would you do that on the way home today?
No, I was doing it all day, man. The Dale Jr. download, Dale talks quite a bit about how he likes to broadcast, so that was a great reference point for me, and hopefully I'm purveying a lot of the qualities that people like about him.
There you go.
So, shout out to the Dale Jr. download. Most NASCAR fans listen to it, and if you're not, you should be. Again, more podcast plugs.
Maybe I should have you do my advertisement when it comes to places. But we are half a lap away from going green. Mitch Diamond going to keep that inside. You think we're going to see a little reindeer games again?
I sure hope so. I mean, we're coming to 14 laps to go when they take the green flag to the end of stage 2. So I expect to see guys see that short run as a really good opportunity to put together some stage points.
Well, here we go into the restart box, and away we go. Great launch by the 65 once again. He's going to stay committed to that bottom lane for turn number 1, and it looked like it 100% worked there.
He really is. I mean, he is. You can definitely tell that he's comfortable taking the lead on these restarts.
He's also comfortable putting that 85 machine wherever he wants to put it.
That's a good sign when a driver can feel comfortable wherever he wants to go. And it feels great to be able to do it. It gives you more confidence, and it almost feels more like you just get to focus on what's next instead of what's behind you, because right now he's just going to keep adding to it.
Absolutely. I want to give a big shout out to our third place driver right now. That is Jeff Tetro in the 87 American Badass. Beautiful car. Currently almost getting passed by Steve Tucker. Ooh, he's going to clip the wall. He is up 12 positions from the start of this race, sitting in the 3rd position right now.
It's a great start, and he really needs it just 1 point below that cutoff line.
Well, I'm happy you have that pulled up. I had to go look for it because I was about to say that too. Battle up front. Diamond versus Wright, and then right behind them it's Tetro versus Tucker.
Wright is setting himself up really well to put himself in a good position for the end of the stage.
Gonna caution
and a
is
yellow.
out. Mike Koravu and Matt Oppie, as Kevin gives us the nickname. I guess we're in the cool kids club with the nicknames now. Ooh, the 77's gonna lose it.
Made it?
Ooh. Oh. Mike Koravu. Big incident coming off of turn number 2. We are going to have to see that again. Here we go. He's going to get loose on exit and just spin it right in front of the 82 and the 19.
Oh, that's rough.
82 is Matt Opplener and 19 is Mike Bennett. Both cars pretty much destroyed there.
These guys are really going for it, and especially with these next-gen cars, they're not staggered the way that the Gen 6 cars were. They're mirrored really, really well, so you don't get to lean on the right side of the car quite as much as you used to.
No.
And saving these cars from spinning it's a tough task. So I love to see these guys going as hard as they are, but man, it hurts to see somebody's night go this way.
And unfortunately, when it comes to racing, some of the nights, you're going to have a night that always goes like this. You know, it could be tonight and a year from now, or tonight and you get some bad luck and it's next week, the week after. But everybody goes through nights like this.
Absolutely.
It's all about mindset, because I think that has a lot to do with pulling yourself out of a slump.
Absolutely. You can't go back and change what's already happened. You just have to improve on where you're at.
All right, we are under caution once again for the Wheels America Cup Series playoff round of 8, race 1 here at Bristol Motor Speedway for the Flemdogs 200. Stage 1 was won by Jonathan Wright, who is currently sitting in that 2nd position. Right now, we are just laps away from our Stage 2 conclusion. But before that happens, we might have a lap dash, 2-lap dash. But Mitch Diamond is currently your race leader. So far, we're 96 laps in. Simon, give us your little review of the race so far.
The racing so far has been fantastic, and actually what I want to point out is we're seeing our first bit of strategy play out. Frankie Barroso was sitting 5th place when the caution came out, and he is giving up those stage points right here to try and put himself in the lead after the stage end caution.
Well,
so
I just said
that's going to be a fantastic storyline.
I'm just confirming with league owner Steve Tucker, if he can actually type, I don't know, to make sure that wasn't the stage break, because they might call it early if it's going to overlap. So
race control came off the radio when the caution was thrown. That will not be stage break.
Oh, happy you
So
hear
we
that.
are gonna get a one-lap. We are gonna get a one-lap shootout here.
Looks like we're going to get a 2-lap shootout because they're going to go green at 98,
Oh, we are.
99, and green, white, checkered.
Fantastic. 2 laps. Give it your all. Don't wreck the car.
Well-
That's the checklist right now.
Frankie was 13 points to the good going into the race, so he's going to come pit now and most likely stay out and assume the lead, I would assume. There goes Mitch Diamond out of turn number 4, gets a little squirrely. Gonna have teammate Jonathan right behind him on exit of 2. Gonna try to use the crossover maneuver, but Jeff Tetro in that 87. White flag in the air for the stage. Can Tetro grab another position to finish second?
This caution right here is going to have to be stage break, I'd assume.
Yeah, because I still have him on 99. All right. So after pit stops, we will get a hold of Mitch Diamond.
Top 3 guys all within 0.15 seconds of each other at the line that time.
Oh, I see what they're doing. They're waiting for the pace car.
Man, that pesky pace car. It's either a lap ahead of you or 4 cars behind you.
Darn it, Todd Bodine.
We got to get him in gear.
Yeah, come on,
And
get to it.
iRacing fans need to name the pace car driver. They've named the flagman, and Barney does a great job.
I feel like Barney needs like shoulder surgery after every race.
Oh, he has to. He's always going after it so hard. But we need a name so that we can start bullying this pace car driver into being more on it.
It looks like Blake Lothan is going to stay out, and Frankie Bararso as well.
Maybe we can get the viewers of our broadcast to start giving us ideas to what we can call the pace car, and maybe it'll catch on. Start a little bit of an iRacing trend.
There you go. That sounds like a fun idea.
So yeah, if you're out there and you're watching this, give us a name.
All right, once that 65 leaves pit road, we will pull him into the broadcast booth for an interview. There he goes. Let's get talking to the 65 stage number 2 winner, Mitch Diamond. Mitch, it's AJ and Simon in the broadcast booth. Do you have a copy, pal?
I gotcha.
Hey, man. Nice battle between you and your teammate, Jonathan Wright, pretty much all of stage number 2. Talk about how your race is going so far. Do you have anything, that could possibly win this race, even though I know the answer to that?
Yes, I do. I kind of babied it through stage 1 and 2, just trying to get to the finish, but I think business is about to pick up here, so we'll see what happens, but hopefully we can get it back to the front and win this thing.
All right, dude. Simon, do you got anything for the 65 before we let him go?
I just want to keep seeing you guys rip laps away. Your guys' battle's been amazing.
I appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
All right, that is the driver out of Michigan, Mitch Diamond, stage 2 winner, Mitch Diamond. Sending him back to the American Badass Racing Team Discord. All right, man. Well, if the pace car doesn't turn on its lights, we will do a quick Wheels America Cup Series. Are they on, off? Oh, they are off. We are about to go green.
And look at that pit strategy, putting them up in row 1.
Yep. We kind of called that. Great move by Frankie Bararsu, who was plus 13 going into the race, so negated his stage 2 points for track position. And if it ends up with a win, nobody's going to think twice about it.
Oh no, if he can win this race, this was the move that won it for him.
Right, here comes the pace car hitting pit road. Blake Lothan, your leader, has a late start.
Oh, stacks the whole bottom lineup. Bunch of bumper contact.
And everybody keeps it going in the right direction, so that's good. Blake Lothan, your leader. Can you imagine what does What does it do to the playoff field if a non-playoff driver wins this race?
Lights a fire under him to try and go in the next one, that's for sure. But it also takes away one of the positions that somebody was hoping to lock themselves into the championship for with.
Absolutely. Next week, May 19th, we are going to Hotlanta. That's going to be interesting. That place has not seen the update yet. So it's just
such a fun race track.
It's such going to eat tires, and man, does it get loose out of turn 2 and sometimes out of turn 4. These drivers are really going to have to be on it, but right now, speaking of on it, Blake Lothan pulling away from the field almost about a second and a quarter.
Quick radio scan. A lot of people are trying to say that the 59 car took a late start on that one, started a little bit after the green flag, so it doesn't look like anything's going to be done. Maybe it's just a bunch of people calling it as they saw it, not calling it as race control saw it, but that could be a storyline we may have to keep on the back burner.
Yeah, absolutely, especially when this race concludes. But he is pulling away from Jonathan Wright and Frankie Barrar, so we are actually going to drop back to that battle for second place because they bring a whole bunch of other drivers, consist of Matthew Fleming and Mitch Diamond as well.
We got a 4-car battle for second place. That's impressive.
Something happened with Steve Tucker. He is just leaving pit road. I don't see any crash that happened with him. Interesting. I don't know if maybe he's sped down pit road, causing him to come down and do a pass through. But he is currently back in the 16th position, 4 laps down.
That's a costly racing event for sure. No matter how it happened, nobody wants to go those laps down.
No, and being a short track, you might not get all those positions back, even with a abundance of cautions.
Yeah, I mean, he's got, by my quick count, 5 people ahead of him in line for the lucky dog. He's got to try and scrap his way back up there to get any hopes back of getting some laps.
Oh, absolutely. But speaking of scrapping back, Jonathan Wright, Frankie Bararso, clawing at Blake Lothan's lead. Now it's just looking at almost a half a second.
Jonathan Wright has something hooked up that not too many other guys on track right now do. He's just ticking laps away.
Robert Richards, the 93 once again.
Oh, man.
You're going to see him, the gray and orange vehicle. Let's see what happens coming out of turn 4. Oh, he's just going to loop it once again, get loose, and beat up that inside wall.
The corner exit here is hard, and these guys are going after it. They're pushing every little bit that they can get out of it.
And he has to jump to pit road. That car was not drivable back.
A tow here is so costly, too.
It 100% is. Let's see. But right now, your race leader is that 59 of Blake Lothan. Coming into pit road, looks like everybody's coming to pit road. Maybe they're thinking now they can make it to the end.
It would be close.
It would be very close. We're still seeing Robert Richards on pit road for that. Let's see if we can get a talking to the 93 driver. Call it the infield care center. Robert Richards, AJ, and Simon in the booth. Do you have a copy, pal?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. Little tough here tonight. Are the turns really slippery on exit? Because we're seeing multiple drivers get loose there.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, dude. Exit of each, everywhere. The whole exit is coming out. It's just, it wants to snap, and with these cars, with the rack opinion and all that, man, it just, try to save it, and it catches real quick, and it jerks you back, and then you're just long for the ride for that. You just want to stay out of it. Try not to involve anybody else for your screw up, like me. I've done it like 3 times. So, yeah, it's just really snappy, man, and as it goes, it's really hard to save it here.
Yeah, It 100% is. I've raced here countless times. I'm going to take a wild guess that Simon's raced here a bunch of times. It
Yes,
is,
sir.
once the car loses the grip, it is so hard to catch it back. But, yeah, how much damage do you have on the machine? Will we see you back on track tonight?
Nah, man, we're done, dude. I screwed up first one. Got the faster pair. Try to bound my time, just kind of take it easy. But I found myself up front, and obviously you're up there close to the front, you want to go for it, and I went too far.
Yeah, well, at least, unfortunately, you're out of the race, but it looks like you can go help your teammate Blake Lothan with some spotting, so we'll send you back up
Yep.
there, and
That's definitely the plan there. We're gonna try to get him to win at least. And, typically, man, I do pretty decent with these cars, but tonight it's not there. So next week,
Bristol's tough, pal. Bristol is always tough. It doesn't matter what vehicle it's in.
that's 100% correct, man. Yeah, we're gonna try to get Blake to win.
All right, well, he's going to roll off fourth. Good luck, and have a nice week. We'll talk to you at Atlanta.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you.
All right, that was the driver of the 93, Robert Richards. Simon, want to comment on all the stuff he had to say?
I mean, he's spot on, and he's about to make a hard adjustment. He's got to take a night that's going to leave him a little bit frustrated and riled up and try and calm himself back down to put his teammate in a good position. So it's good to see that kind of teammate camaraderie in that group.
Matt Smith, playoff driver Matt Smith, who started this session with 0, leading this field back to green, but Blake Lothan just puts the hammer down, makes the pass, and drives away. That was pretty
really good execution on the first lap.
pretty dominant move right there, wouldn't you say?
He knew the mission. We got a car spinning on the backstretch too. Looks like off the bumper of the 24 car.
Looks like the 77 of Mike Corvu.
So let's give that a look.
Yep, that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna give it a look. Coming out of turn 2, yeah. That's exactly good call, Simon, right there. Off the 24.
That's a hard lick to the inside. Oh, and he caught somebody else. Oh,
Thomas Meeks in the 55.
let's hope the 77 isn't in VR tonight. If he is, he's gonna be real dizzy for a few minutes.
Let's hope the 77 doesn't race with full force feedback either.
Oh man, both ends of that car torn up, just thrown around in the big old whirlwind.
Yeah, at the end of the race, he might actually be able to take some parts off of that and actually run a modified.
It's starting to look like it a little bit. Just got a little too much to the front fender going on. But man, that was a hard hit. And when you get hit from behind like that, there's really not a whole lot that you can do. I would almost be interested to see what he saw, the cockpit view from his car. Because when these cars spin, they hit hard.
You shall ask, we shall do.
Fantastic. Give these guys a view of what everybody's seeing tonight.
So, if anybody is watching YouTube in VR, number 1, why? Number 2, be careful. This might get you dizzy.
This is your warning.
You're on view at the 77 as he's going to get tapped by the 24 and literally play the "You Spin Me Right Round" song.
That would be a good one to have on cue. Bring a little bit of a meme aspect to broadcasting. Or a meme for some other people.
All right, everybody, thank you for joining us here tonight. We are just about 75 laps away from the conclusion of the Wheels America Cup Series race here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Tonight is the first race of the round 4-8, and we've had plenty of action. If you're just joining us, go back to the beginning. Start from scratch because it was constant action the whole time.
It's been a tremendous beginning to this race. And we're getting down into the laps where people are going to start needing to either step up their game or hold what they brought. Some of these front runners have committed to quite a bit. They need to hold it.
Moderator Chase Baker in the chat. What is going on, dude? Happy you're here, and as always, you must have that copy and pasted somewhere. You 100% must have that copy and pasted somewhere. He pretty much says the same speech I do whenever I say, hey, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for all things iRacing and then some. Every time, just Control V, boom, done.
I'm having so much fun, I'm not even gonna lie. I subscribed to AJ's channel before the race started, so even the races that I'm not up here for, I'm gonna make sure to keep up on.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Viewers, I see all the analytics with that, and slowly seeing the rise has been very heartwarming, but we're about to go green, and nobody got going there.
Oh, inside line stacks up again.
That definitely looked like a late start by the 59. But, you know, you and I are not admins at all, so we're just commentating
if he's
and calling.
getting away with it, it is working for him. So if he's not going to get called on it, racing is as racing does. You keep those gray lines in your back pocket as much as you can.
Well, the admins of this league do go back and rewatch literally the whole race and every incident. Ooh, Matt Smith gets loose coming out of turn number 4. He's going to have Mitch Diamond to his inside, Matthew Fleming to his back bumper.
Jonathan Wright's fallen back on this restart quite a bit.
Yeah, he's currently sitting in that 8th position, battling on that outside. He still hasn't fixed that damage that he received 60 laps ago, getting passed by Mike Bennett in the 19.
Oh,
Ooh.
he gave him the bumper. Oh, and it's going to catch people into one. We're going to stay green, though.
Everybody's still going the right way. Josh King racing a, like I like to say, a modified in that Racing Corner podcast number 7. Give it a
Another
little,
car's loose out of 4.
give it a little
Guys
more
all the way
airtime.
down to the apron. The 51 of Larson was all the way down.
Josh Larson, playoff driver.
And Matthew Fleming is apologizing over the radio for getting loose.
Oh, he's got
Seems
a
like
lot
everybody's keeping a level ahead.
of rear end damage. His back end kind of bent like a taco.
Man. Giving it their all. It's what we like to see as viewers, and these guys are putting on an amazing show tonight. This has been an amazing broadcast debut for me.
Well, you couldn't have picked a better league or a better racetrack to go to.
Oh, clearly not. This has been quite the pleasure.
Blake Lothan almost a second over, second place Mitch Diamond, followed by Frankie Barroso in third, Matt Smith in the 35 in fourth, and Matthew Fleming, Beer Nuts 88, actually now taking fourth. Jeff Tetro looks to up another position as he passes Matt Smith.
Our leader tonight is running as close to the wall as he can get it.
What do they call that, the Larson line?
Oh, it is. I mean, man,
Ooh, he's going to hit the wall coming out of turn 4.
hate to say I couldn't see it coming.
It just looked like he got really tight.
You don't have a whole lot of wriggle room when you're running up there.
I will say it's better to get tight while you're already closer to the wall and then on the low lane and then get tight and just pound the wall.
It makes your impact a little bit softer.
Just a little bit. Damage is damage, but eh.
It's not going to deter him from staying up there, though.
No, God. Well, you mentioned it earlier. You know, race car drivers, you make a mistake, get it out of your head. Keep moving forward. Keep going. I think that was a very...
Magic erase, get rid of it.
Yeah, I think that was a very great point you had to that. But here comes Mitch Diamond, just about a half a second back, and caution out on the racetrack for Josh Larson in the 51. Survey says...
He's had a tough run in the last few
Going
laps.
out of turn 4, he's just going to come up right to where Matt Smith was.
That's rough.
Not a lot of damage on that 51, but it looks like to be enough to where it could cause an issue. So while we are under caution once again, why don't we take a commercial break, and we'll be back for the conclusion of the Wheels America Cup Series.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
And we are back. Thank you to the Wheels America for sending us over that little commercial that you guys have. And thank you to my podcast, obviously. New episode comes out tomorrow. We are talking about Morbius. You know, that vampire through Marvel Comics. Well, yeah, Jared Leto decided to play him in a movie, and we review it, recap it, and judge it very hard.
That's fantastic. It'll be a good one for me to listen to because I have absolutely no clue what you're talking about.
Well, you know who Jared Leto
I'm
is,
gonna
right?
use it as educational. It sounds familiar. I'm not too big in the movies, man. I'll be honest. I like them, but I haven't seen a lot of ones that people would judge me hard for.
He played the Joker in the Suicide Squad movie and the Justice League movie.
Oh, see? Yeah, he's phenomenal.
Yeah, he jumped ship and went to Marvel and decided to play a vampire that doesn't sparkle.
Oh,
That was a Twilight reference.
I got that one.
Okay, I was just making sure. Want to make sure you were actually on the ball and not falling off of it. We're half a lap away from
Shout
goal.
out to my mom for introducing me to Twilight. I can't say that I enjoyed it too much, but she gave me the cultural references for sure.
Yeah, your race leader, Blake Lothan, Frankie Barrasso on his inside. Frankie's been utilizing that inside all race tonight. Let's see if that continues through this restart. 59 goes very early compared to his last couple restarts.
Just got to keep the field on their toes. We're getting into the last 50 laps here. A little bit of contact on the back straightaway. Looks like the 5 and the 87.
Can't believe we're already 50 laps to go in this race.
They're just taking laps away. It's been an amazing race. And again, if you're joining us late, go back and watch it from the beginning. This is short track racing at its finest with these guys right here.
Ooh, Jonathan Wright gets loose and Frankie Barrasso gets into the wall.
Even our top three, they got to send it all the way.
Just send it. But yeah, everybody doing a very, very good job so far here tonight. Even the people that have decided to spin it around and, you know, get back going. They no quit in these guys.
Speaking of no quit, I'm going to shout out our lucky dog car at number 4, Reese Kelvin. Hanging in there, next caution, he's going to be the lucky man if he can keep it out of trouble.
Absolutely. Looks like the 88 of Matthew Fleming, due to his blinking, I think they might be telling him either to pit or go to the back.
It's a shame.
Because he's been blinking very, very bad. But race leader... Oop, sorry about that, Simon. Go ahead.
No, you're okay. That is the one downside to sim racing is you've got an internet factor that the real guys don't have. So that's a hard one to handle when your internet's being a problem.
Yeah, whether
So
it's
hopefully he can get it together, bring it back. He's going to stay on the lead lap here. So
whether it's
look to
called
see that 88
netcode,
hunting the front a little bit more.
netcode, the bubble, depending on what game you are playing, definitely an issue. I remember back in the NASCAR 15 days, you would just lose a driver and he would still be racing around track.
Oh, that was terrible.
He wasn't there on my screen. But up front, it is Blake Lothan and Jonathan Wright. Battling behind them is Jeff Tetro and Frankie Bararso.
Michael Bennett's going to make the pass on the 3-car, Brian Pistocco for 7th place.
It's
so
either
everybody's taking it up.
The thing is, I think you said it perfectly, his last name. I call it Pescado because for some reason wine is in my head when I see that.
Hey man, English is hard.
English is very hard.
It's too complicated, and we got the Americanized version of it.
When you get here, I need you to hear this. See, English is hard. But your top 4 drivers pretty much under a blanket right now. Lothan, Wright, Bararso, and Tetro, all utilizing that high side and clicking down fast laps as Jonathan Wright had to save the vehicle right there.
Ryan Pistocco down 2 more positions through 3 and 4, all the way back to 10th place. Something is not quite right in that car right now. So hopefully he can bring it back with 38 laps to go.
Bararso getting antsy behind that 04, has had a run these last couple laps, has shown the 04 of Wright the nose of the vehicle to the inside.
Guys are going to start getting anxious. You never know when that next caution is going to come out, and if it's not, you got to be on your timing if you want to be there at the end.
Absolutely. And our Stage 1 winner is the 04 of Jonathan Wright, currently sitting in second. Our Stage 2 winner, Mitch Diamond, back in the 5th position. Not looking like himself. We saw him through the first 2 stages, within those top 3 positions, but maybe he's saving his equipment, but that machine shop 65 not looking as fast or as consistent that it was earlier.
No, not really, but he's making really good time here. We're going to see right here at the line, he's still going to be within 8/10 of the leader. So all 5 of these guys are going at it really hard, with 6th and 7th coming up really fast too.
Tetro looking to the inside of Bararso, trying to make that pass, but it is so difficult to clear yourself because I honestly do not trace the iRacing spotters.
Oh man, and he could have made him clear right there if he would have jumped up, but he had too much ground right there on Jonathan Wright. Couldn't seal the deal. He's making this inside line look easy compared to the rest of the night.
Oh, 100%. You hit that nail right on the head. And he's not losing a lot of positions, He's getting to that inside, getting even with the 04, but then just losing it on exit.
Oh, a little bit loose there out of 4. It's going to lose a little bit of ground but stay in P4.
Man, that 24 of Steve Tucker, a very fast car, but unfortunately he is just about 3 laps down.
Oh man. Reese Cova's still hanging on to that lucky dog position, so any of you 4-car fans out there, you got a little bit of hope left.
I'm going to follow this second place battle with Frankie Bararso and Jonathan Wright. Now it's Jeff Tetro in the mix as well. Look at this. Frankie, 200 laps this race. I honestly think at least 150 of them are going to be on that inside lane for him.
Oh, yeah. He's committed to it. He's making it work. It's impressive. Not a whole lot of guys are that brave.
He's making it work on the short run, and as you see right now, he is falling back. He's going to drop all the way to the 6th position, right behind his teammate, 3 laps down, Steve Tucker.
24 gives a little bit of bumper there.
Yeah, that looks to be Mike Bennett all the way up in 5th place in that 19. Gotta be careful.
4 car, Tucker's racing real hard for not being on the lead lap.
maybe he's trying to force an issue. Maybe force a caution. Without having to force the caution. Ooh! Thought there was going to be a big bumper there.
Big slide from Reese Kelp out of turn 4.
Ooh, there it
and
is.
The 19
There's the spin.
cars going around.
And I think that had to do with a lockup.
Oh, he is not happy on the radio scan.
The 19?
Yes, sir.
And let's see what happens. Because that helps nobody. See, here it is.
Reese Kelva just lost a second lap.
A little bump, just a little one, but that's going to cause Mike Bennett to spin, and Steve Tucker's just going to T-bone that 19.
Everybody's on that fine line in these closing laps of this race, and just the smallest mistake is going to cause a big incident.
And back to
You
what
can see it right
back to what
there.
I was saying, Steve Tucker trying to force the issue. He's a very good driver. Unfortunately, he's caught a couple laps down. But what I meant was, maybe he can force another driver to make another mistake because he is so fast.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wasn't suggesting that.
It's a great tactic to use.
I wasn't suggesting Steve Tucker was just gonna be like, "Hey, would you wreck that guy for me?"
Oh no, you start getting into that stuff.
That's
That
Michael
crosses a
Waltrip
little
racing
bit from
stuff.
the line. Yeah, we don't go back to that race.
No.
That was a dark time for a lot of really great people. But you can't blame people for trying.
Hey, it put my favorite driver in the chase, so I wasn't too mad at it.
I mean, at the end of the day, racing was made by seeing what people say isn't allowed and finding what they didn't say wasn't allowed. So, you got to throw a shot in the dark out there. And I mean, look at what Chad Knaus and Jimmy Johnson did. Chad Knaus will go down as the cheatingest crew chief of the modern era.
If you ain't
look
cheating,
at the results they got.
if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And that's every sport. That ain't just NASCAR.
And it's something about those guys with 7 championships. People behind them look a little bit shady.
Come on, you can go from NASCAR, Chad Knaus, Jimmy Johnson.
We're gonna hop on over to Tom Brady.
Yeah, and I'm a Patriots fan, and I will go there. AJ Hinch with
Oh, we may disagree on that one. I grew up in Indy, man.
Jose Altuve, banging on that trash can or having buzzers on you, or the Red Sox with the Apple Watch, or the Yankees.
The wide world of sports is darker than people want to think.
Or the Yankees, running back into the equipment room, looking at it, was like, was that a curveball? He put a 2 down for a curveball. Hey, tell the guy on second base that it was a curveball on 2. But yeah, good point there, but we're under caution, so it allows us to kind of joke around and talk about this stuff.
We can ramble a little bit.
But those lights are off on the
Caution
pace
laps
car.
are boring.
Yes, they are. Gotta fill time somehow. And Chase, I saw that Mr. AJ Capola. What? And yes, my channel is growing, so everybody, your help with subscribing and liking the video is greatly appreciated, and thank you everybody very much.
While you're there, share it with your friends. This is a great race. This is a great example to get people that don't like racing into racing. Phenomenal action by these guys.
Or take them to a race.
Oh, even better.
Ooh, Josh Larson just about rear ends the 59 on that restart. Jeff Tetro being very strong on that inside lane.
Big shake up into 3. Lots of guys getting squirrely with it. But again, that 51 car of Josh Larson, he come back from adversity at its finest. I mean, he's been sideways, he's been below the apron, and he's up here in 4th right now in the closing laps. Phenomenal recovery.
Yeah, very good recovery, battling with the 04 of Jonathan Wright. But we were mentioning Mitch Diamond on that last green flag run. He's all the way up to 3rd, pressuring Jeff Tetro, teammate Jeff Tetro.
Lots of pressure here. You can so close to
Woo!
giving him the bumper, and now he's going to take the inside.
That looked like maybe a little
Or the
net code
inside
there.
wall there, too. Oh, that may have been the broadcaster's curse. 51 cars getting shoveled back.
Stuck on that inside.
My bad.
Ooh, something's happening.
Oh, car around, going into one. And he is going to collect somebody. Let's see who that was.
Give me a name. Or number. I know numbers.
I'll give you a number here in a second. That was the 19 car that went around.
Oh, Mike Bennett. Oh yeah, off of the 88 it looks like. Oh, he's gonna get rear-ended. Oh, by Steve Tucker.
Tough racetrack with a lot of emotion and a lot on the line being around a bait.
Yeah, you can hear the radio scans. I can't because of the broadcast, and I don't want to have all that listening in.
Hey, it's great insight. I'm gonna leave people's secrets their secrets, but if it'll make a good storyline, I'll break it up.
There you go. I like that idea. Very good idea. Simon? Yes, works perfectly. Joe says Simon...
It's been fun figuring out our flow tonight.
Joe says Simon and AJ are killing it. And, dude, I think it was pretty much a flow off of, like, the get-go.
Oh, yeah, it's been seamless transition for me. There was no need for me to be this anxious. This is comfortable. This is fun. We're having a great time. I feel like we bounce off each other really well, but we'll leave it up for the people to decide.
I mean, it also helps that I spotted for you.
Oh, yeah, we, in the past few weeks, our relationship's definitely grown, and I'm very comfortable with you. We bring up we're able to point out different things. It makes the broadcast a little bit more exciting, keeps me on my toes. You're pointing out things I'm not seeing. I can hear things you can't hear. It's great teamwork up here.
Well, you said on your toes. I would hope you're sitting down and not standing up for this.
Man, I know. Like I said, racing runs deep. I'm going to be standing up these last 10 laps.
I was just
Watching
thinking
with
that
the
exact same thing.
Full-on dad stance, shoulders set back, arms folded. Anybody that knows me personally knows that is my racing stance.
Look at everybody in the grandstands. Look at them standing up, waiting for this restart the last 10 laps, and it absolutely has nothing to do with them not being able to sit down.
They've been standing up this whole time. Super, super committed fans. More sold out than the real-life NASCAR race, I'll give it that.
Shh. We're getting there again.
Maybe they're selling snacks in the virtual world that they're not selling for us.
Wow, that was an absolute low blow to NASCAR. Yeesh.
NASCAR knows what they need to improve on. They just have to figure out a way to do it. They got a bunch of really smart people. I'm not doubting them at all. I'm just waiting to see execution. And that is a lifelong fan giving major criticism. I'm going to submit this broadcast to the Door Bumper Clear guys. Shout out to another Dirty Mo podcast.
Sure.
They're going to love NASCAR critiques.
Sure.
I wonder if they would bring us on. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, I'm all for with, plugging, all the leagues that I have. Wheels America, Extreme Forces, Thunderstorm League of Racing, which, speaking of the Extreme Forces Racing League, they are on Monday nights along with the Pony Express Open Wheel for amateurs. Those are awesome. Wednesday nights it is the Thunderstorm League of Racing. They run Xfinity cars. Indy cars would be cool. But here on Thursday night is the Wheels America Cup Series. We are about to go green with less than 10 laps to go.
Oh, here we go. Down to the nitty-gritty.
Good
Great
launch.
Jump.
Mitch Diamond spins those tires. Bad on the restart.
A little bit of touch of 3 wide going through 1 and 2.
If Blake Lothan wins this race, I cannot wait to see points in the morning. But can Jonathan Wright get to Blake Lothan with just 7 laps to go? Now down to 6. Clicking lap times off very, very fast.
They These guys are going after it really hard. This is the best racing that we could imagine.
Yeah, look at this back here. You have Larson, Diamond, and Bararso and Tetra all under a blanket.
Nose to tail.
We are in the Wheels America Final 5 here at Bristol Motor Speedway. For the Flem.
Larson has made tonight the best that he could for the point standing situation. He said, oh, and he catches the wall right there.
Yeah, we got a big battle for the lead. 4 laps to go in the Flemdogs Auto and Transmission Repair 200. Ooh, are we going to see a bump?
Nose to tail.
I'll give you a little closer of a look between both these drivers. 2 to go. Dual popsicle sticks flying up in the air. Jonathan Wright to the outside coming out of turn 2. Going to be able to hold the 59 to the inside and make the pass. Jonathan Wright, your race leader, coming to the white flag. Can Blake Lothing get back to the 04's bumper? But that's a big gap. Jonathan Wright into 3 for the final time. Out of turn 4. Back to the line, and he wins the Flemdogs 200 at Bristol Motor Speedway, locking himself into the championship round at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
Everybody giving it their all off turn 4 on that last lap. The 3 car of Ryan Pasoko sideways on the apron, coming in for P7.
Holy expletive. Because I do not swear on these.
A phenomenal race.
Do not swear on these broadcasts, but here are the results of tonight's race. But before we get to the results, please stay with us. We will be talking to all of our top 3 finishers. There it is. Jonathan Wright, your winner. Blake Lothing comes home in second. Mitch Diamond comes home in third for the final podium position. Frankie Bararso and Jeff Tetro, 4th and 5th. 6th place goes to Matthew Fleming. 7th place goes to Ryan Pasoko, which hopefully I'm saying it right now. Thank you, Simon. 8th place goes to Anthony Williams. 9th place to Josh Larson. And 10th place back on the lead lap goes to Reese Kelva.
Great battle to get back on the lead lap. He was 2 laps down with 25 to go. I mean, that's the definition of sticking with it right there.
Chase, before we get to the interviews, you spelt my last name right. I was just busting your stone that you said Mr. So, let's see. Where's Jonathan Wright? There's the 04 and race winner, Jonathan Wright. Jonathan Wright, AJ and Simon in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
You, sir.
Listen to that enthusiasm.
You, sir, are heading to New Hampshire Motor Speedway to contend for the Wheels America Cup Series Championship. How does that make you feel?
Dude, that's flipping awesome.
Bleep.
Good catch.
I was trying to be patient there at the end of that thing with the 59. I was about 1 lap away from dumping him.
Oh, well, at least you're honest about it. But yeah, coming to a possible championship berth, 100%, you got to be thinking about that.
Yeah, he wasn't in the playoffs, so I had done decided. I told my teammates on the last restart, so I just need a shot at the back bumper of the 59.
Hey, man, how does it feel, pal?
Man, that's awesome. I was like, hey, there ain't no way. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to make up all these points at Bristol. I only practiced 1 day this week just due to work obligations and things like that. But, hey, went out there, put it on the pole, won the first stage, finished second, and brought that sucker home with a win. We're going to New Hampshire.
Yeah,
Great donuts, buddy.
we
Great
also
run.
have Blake Lothing up in the broadcast booth as well. Hell of a battle between the both of you. Congrats to the both of you for keeping it as clean as can be, especially expected on a short track. But man, Blake, holy cow, dude. Led a lot of laps. It's got to feel good to be up front once again in the Wheels America Cup Series.
Yes, most definitely. It took me a little bit to get used to these next-gen Cup cars, but once we did, I mean, we showed that we had some pace tonight, so definitely nothing to hang our heads over.
I mean, you're getting used to NASCAR Camping World Truck Series truck, so getting in these next...
Exactly. I mean, we're trying to multitask here, going back between the Truck Series truck, the late model, and then the Sims. So
Dude, I was popping very hard because this is the first time I've talked to you since that Martinsville race. Dude, I was popping hard. I was at my friend's house and be like, I know that guy. Here he is in the Discord. See, I know this guy. I know a famous person now.
Goodness, that was pretty crazy. I mean, during the driver intros, I mean that on the pace laps, that was such an amazing experience. Hopefully, we get to do a few more. We're looking for a few more sponsors to seal a deal for a few more. Hopefully, a truck series races this year, and hopefully a full-time campaign next year. So reach out to me if you guys think you can help me field another truck entry.
Well, everybody, you hear that? Blake Lothan looking for some sponsors. You have some awesome sponsors here for the Wheels America Cup Series. See if you can get a hold of Blake Lothan and help him out. But, dude, fantastic finish here tonight between you and Jonathan Wright. You boys have nothing to be ashamed. Well, finishing first and second, no reason that you're ashamed of it. But, man, hell of a battle all night. Hell of a battle all night.
Thank you.
All right. We'll start with Jonathan. Jonathan, got any sponsors on that badass scheme you got?
Just the ABR Badass and, of course, the league for putting this whole thing on. You guys, y'all put on a great broadcast. Good job for Blake there. We raced each other clean. I kept trying to fake him low and then finally just drove it in there and drove it around him on the outside. Try to get him off that top. So try to get him bottom conscious. And he gave up the top. And I was able to get him. So now we'll go try to win championship.
There you go. I would start practicing at New Hampshire as soon as possible because that place can be a pain in the butt.
If there's one track I'm pretty good at, it's New Hampshire. So I'm usually pretty good there and have good luck there in the past. So we'll try to go get it.
All right.
I'm excited to see a championship race there. That's new and exciting to me.
All right, now we're going to switch it over to Blake Lothan. Blake, any sponsors on that machine you got?
Yes, most definitely. First, I would definitely thank Cyclic Motorsports for giving us the opportunity to be racing in the Apex Cup Series. So thankful to be racing here, and definitely thank Colette Phillips Communications, Texas Lava, POTUS ABC Kids, the National Breast Cancer Foundation, Smith Lawn Care, Redline Detection for sponsoring all of our real life stuff, and then also the sim stuff. And then on the sim side, got to thank Millie's Restaurant and Catering for sponsoring our online truck for tomorrow night at Nazareth Truck Series. Of course, you guys for putting on an amazing broadcast. Had my phone up on the side, listening to the broadcast the entire time. I was hoping to be in the broadcast for one of the stage wins, but nice to be up here for P2.
Well, dude, you can tell how much you've raced so far this year. You still called it the Apex Cup Series.
Oh my goodness,
It is the Wheels America Cup Series, so
Wheels America Cup Series.
I will
apologies.
just input that right there. But there's Blake Lothan, the driver of the 59, coming home second. Let's talk to our third place finisher. Blake, you have a good night. We will see you at Atlanta next week.
Thank you.
All right, here is our third place winner, Mitch Diamond. Mitch, after winning stage number 2, you come home third tonight. Tell us how that final stage went.
It was all over the place, strategy-wise, just trying to do something different than everybody else. And congrats to John Wright there. That's an ABR car headed to New Hampshire. I was hoping I could get it done on that last restart, but I spun the tires.
Yeah, we saw that, and man, I was expecting you to be a bat out of hell going into turn 1, but hey, on worn tires, having a couple heat cycles, it happens, especially at Bristol and some of these short tracks where they're very high geared and all that wonderful stuff. But man, it was amazing to see you go from 7th, 8th place at times to fight your way back. Talk to a little bit on that, trying to get through some of the traffic here.
Well, it was tough because it's the high line is king, and the low line isn't that much slower, but it's just slow enough to where you can't get that run off the corner. And so you needed to be on the top side. So whenever I had a hole, I just went to the top, try to let some guys let their tires wear, and then when that happened, then I dived to the bottom and tried to get them. But other than that, you couldn't really do much. And so coming back from 7th, 8th place there, just picking your line, who's gonna make a mistake or who's on older tires, just kind of trying to put everything in the back of your mind, in the front of your mind at the same time, and try to balance all that,
Yeah, man. Simon, do you got anything for Mitch Diamond?
I just want to applaud you on the great run tonight, man. This was a great introduction to the league. You put action on all night long and hung in there for a third place. Phenomenal job by all you guys. Loved getting to talk to you a little bit throughout the night. It was great applause. Big applause from me.
I appreciate that, guys, and we really appreciate you guys doing the broadcast, and can't wait to watch it. And pumped to have an ABR car headed to New Hampshire there with JD. So hopefully we'll get some more next week at Atlanta.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Atlanta's gonna be a fun racetrack to watch. Everybody try to protect their tires and not burn them off. But all right, we had your teammate up here. You guys have some of the same sponsors, but why don't you run through them again?
We just run Kid Rock's beer, American Badass Lager, and we run Ford Mustangs. Other than that, we're just a bunch of NASCAR Heat boys coming over here to iRacing to show them what's up.
Hey, what do you know? That's what I am. All right, dude. Well, congratulations on your third place finish here tonight. We will see you at Atlanta.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, Simon, your introduction to the Wheels America Cup Series. Go. What are your thoughts?
Phenomenal racing, phenomenal action, great on-track drama. Had me standing up. I was loving every second of it. These guys are great. A bunch of really humble guys. Awesome plugs from both the drivers and us up here in the booth. Shouted out a bunch of people that don't even pay us. So
content's content. I appreciate small content creators and businesses that spend their money to sponsor a car in iRacing or in anything. It takes a lot to say, all right, I'm going to dedicate a little bit of money to you to help my business and to help you. That's like the Racing Corner podcast with Josh King. That's Kid Rock's beer. I don't know if they get that for free up there in Michigan or whatever, but I still want some.
Oh, I tried it.
And then Blake Lothan has literally, it sounded like pages just flipping over of sponsors and sponsors. He is very talented in sim, in real life, and I will say it again on his behalf. If you know anybody who's looking to sponsor a race car, get a hold of me. I will point you in the direction of Blake Lothan. So,
absolutely.
With that being said, this was the Wheels America Cup Series on All-Star 15 TV. The race was won by Jonathan Wright, who punched his ticket to New Hampshire Motor Speedway to fight for the championship. Second place goes to Blake Lothan, and rounding out the top three is Mitch Diamond. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here tonight. Love seeing the support in the chat. Love seeing all those likes. But with that being said, it is time to close up shop here tonight. Hit that like button one last time if you haven't yet. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And we will see you Monday for the Open Wheel Cup, Open Wheel for Amateurs, and the ARCA Series, the Extreme Forces Racing ARCA Series. Got my days mixed up there for a second. It is 11 o'clock at night over here on the East Coast, so past my bedtime. See y'all later.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.